Namaskar. Esteemed luminaries of judges and the organizers who have curated this intellectually enriching commemoration of 106th birth anniversary of our former Chief Minister, Honorable Shri Nilamani Rautrai. I am Aishwarya Patrika from OUAT Bhubaneswar, and today I argue firmly with evidence that yes, politics must be driven by ideology and public service, not just as an option or aspiration, but as the non-negotiable foundation of a legitimate governance. Let me begin with a simple question. What is politics for? Is it for capturing power, personal glory, or winning elections? Or is it the master science to a good life, as stated by Aristotle? Acharya Chanakya says, Praja sukhe sukham ragyam prajanam cha hite hitam, which means that the welfare of people is the welfare of a leader, and it is not what pleases the leader personally the goal of politics, but what pleases the people should be the primary goal of politics. Talking about ideology and public service, ideology is not rigidity or extremism. Rather, it is a coherent set of values and principles that guides the society to remain organized. And public service? Yes, it is a commitment that governance exists not for the ruler, but for the rule. It is the idea that every law, every budget, every policy should answer that one question ultimately, the question of public welfare. History clearly indicates, be it Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years of his life in imprisonment, yet he emerged not with revenge, but with his commitment, with his ideological commitment to human dignity, and thus preventing the South Africa from collapsing into a civil war. Be it Mahatma Gandhi, whose ideology united the whole nation, be it B.R. Ambedkar, whose vision of social justice continues to reshape the Indian society, be it APJ Abdul Kalam, who inspired millions of Indians through his simplicity and service to nation, but not through any political ambition. The most valuable argument to my statement is also imposed by the Constitution of India through preamble that enshrines the ideologies of fraternity, equality and justice. Now, some of the people may argue that ideology divides the society, but no. It is not ideology, it is extremism and intolerance that does. Rather, healthy ideology is the one that is responsible for clear debate, discussion and accountability. Now, people say that public service is very idealistic and utopian in modern day politics, and modern day politics should only focus on managing administration. But I believe that if politics completely abandons ethics and public service, then what will remain? Only power struggles? Just as we have seen in post-colonial South Africa, that the liberation heroes, the same heroes who once fought for the freedom of their nation, turned authoritarian just because they gained power after their independence, and looted the same nation they once fought for because they lacked any public service ethics. In India, we see dynastic politics, vote bank politics, 2G scam, Colgate scam. They all represent the systematic failure of public service mindset in India, in Indian government. Thus, I would say that without ideology and public service, politics becomes a transaction market where votes are traded for cash and policies are sold to the highest bidder. Without ideology, politics becomes a ship without compass, and without public service mindset, politics becomes a throne that is built on the grave of those who are governed by it. Today, we stand at the crossroads where one road takes us to, as usual, power-hungry politics that is transactional and serves the need of only few people on the expense of others, whereas the other road, that is unconventional one, leads to purposeful and value-driven politics, and it is ideologically public service oriented. But this choice is not with any of our leaders. It is not just only with our leaders, it is also with us as citizens, as voters, and as next generation builders of this nation. That's it. Thank you for your patience for hearing. Jai Hind.